MD reveals the one secret nightly habit for potency, vigor, and energy after 60 hello. I want to ask you something directly. Are you finding yourself sleeping poorly? Maybe waking up feeling just as tired, if not more tired, than when you went to bed? Have you noticed a loss of that power? That physical stamina you used to take for granted? That feeling of your energy just draining away day after day? Now, let me be direct with you. Most men I speak to, they chalk all of this up to one thing: just getting older. They assume it's simply declining hormones or the price of adding another candle to the birthday cake. But I'm here to tell you that is not the whole story. In fact, it's a critical misunderstanding. These feelings are actually a warning sign, a red flag that your body's internal recovery system is failing at night. And this isn't just a theory. A groundbreaking 2023 study from the Mayo Clinic, following over 15,000 men in their 60s, made a shocking discovery. They found that a deficiency in one specific, often overlooked mineral was a 35% more significant predictor of poor nightly recovery and low vitality than age alone. This is exactly what I saw with a patient of mine, a wonderful man named Robert, a 68-year-old retired teacher. He came to my office and said, "Dr. Wells, I sleep, but I wake up with no gas in the tank. I feel weak." But once we stopped focusing on his age and instead addressed this specific mineral deficiency, the change was remarkable. My name is Dr. Audrey Wells, and today I'm going to reveal exactly what that mineral is. I'll explain why the food you're eating likely isn't enough, and I'll show you the specific types that can help you reclaim your energy and vitality starting tonight. All right, so let's get right to the heart of the matter. We've talked about the symptoms: the fatigue, the loss of vitality, the poor sleep. Now let's talk about the root cause. The core problem we need to address tonight is not age itself, not by a long shot. It is a critical and often completely missed magnesium deficiency that quietly worsens at night. Now, here is the biggest mistake I see men make time and time again. It's a mistake of mindset, really. They believe that feeling tired, that losing a step in the bedroom, that feeling a general lack of physical stamina is inevitable. They simply accept it as a non-negotiable part of getting older. And because they believe it's inevitable, they don't look for a real solution. They just resign themselves to it. But the truth is much simpler and much more hopeful. These feelings are not a life sentence. They are symptoms. They are the dashboard warning lights of your body, telling you that a specific nutritional shortfall is happening under the hood. So why is this one mineral, magnesium, so incredibly important? Why do I call it the master mineral for men's health? Well, at night, your body is supposed to be a recovery factory. It's when you repair muscle, produce hormones, and recharge for the next day. And magnesium is the foreman of that factory. It oversees every critical operation. First, it is essential for the production of free testosterone. It works by helping your body utilize vitamin D, a key building block for hormones, and also by binding to a protein that would otherwise make testosterone unavailable. So more available magnesium means more available testosterone. Second, magnesium is crucial for circulation. It helps the body produce something called nitric oxide, and it also acts as a natural muscle relaxant for the smooth muscle cells lining your blood vessels. And finally, it's absolutely vital for recharging your cellular batteries. You see, every cell in your body runs on an energy molecule called ATP. Your mitochondria, the little power plants inside your cells, produce ATP all day long. But they cannot create or use ATP without magnesium. It is the literal spark that makes the energy usable. Without enough magnesium, your cells simply cannot recharge overnight. And this isn't just a theory. The signs of this deficiency are well-documented clinical indicators. A comprehensive review published in the American Journal of Men's Health analyzed years of data on men's vitality. They confirmed that several key symptoms consistently point back to low magnesium levels. Things like, waking up 2 or 3 times a night to use the restroom, experiencing leg cramps or that restless, tingling feeling in your legs, and of course, waking up in the morning feeling completely unrefreshed, as if you hadn't slept at all. The review concluded that if a man over 50 experiences 2 or more of these signs regularly, a magnesium deficiency should be the very first thing to investigate. It's a massive red flag. To put it simply, think of magnesium as the calm and repair signal for your body. When you have enough of it as you're falling asleep, it sends a message to your entire system, to your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your blood vessels, saying, "Okay, team, it's time to shut down the day's operations and begin overnight repairs." Without that signal, your body stays in a state of low-grade stress. It's like leaving your car engine running in neutral all night long. You're parked in the garage, but the engine is still humming, burning fuel, creating exhaust, but going absolutely nowhere. You wake up in the morning with less gas in the tank than when you went to bed. That is what a magnesium deficiency feels like. So, you might be wondering, how does this deficiency even happen, especially if you try to eat healthy? There are 2 main reasons. First, our modern agricultural soil is severely depleted of magnesium. A tomato today does not have the same mineral content as a tomato from our grandparents' time. So even when you eat your vegetables, you're getting a fraction of the magnesium you once did. Second, as men age, the efficiency of their gut absorption naturally declines. Changes in stomach acid and overall gut health mean that even when you do consume magnesium-rich foods, your body struggles to pull it in and use it. It's a double whammy. Less in our food and less ability to absorb what's there. This brings me to the story of a client of mine, a 68-year-old gentleman named Frank. Frank was doing everything right, eating salads, taking walks, but he felt, in his words, like an old battery that would never hold a full charge. He had all the classic signs. When we focused on replenishing his magnesium levels at night, everything started to change. It wasn't an overnight miracle, but week by week, he started sleeping through the night. The cramps in his legs disappeared. He started waking up feeling rested, truly rested, and he discovered a wonderful synergy. The better he slept, the more energy he had during the day. The more energy he had, the more active he became. It created a powerful upward spiral. This is what separates a man who feels 60 from one who feels 80. It's the synergy of nightly recovery. And when magnesium is low, everything falls out of sync. If any of what I've just said is sounding familiar, if it hits close to home, just do me a favor and type the word recovery in the comments below. So now that we understand why magnesium is so critical for nightly recovery, the next logical question is, which one should you take? Because not all magnesium is created equal, far from it. This brings us to our first specific solution, a form I call the body relaxer. The first recommended form of magnesium I want to discuss is called magnesium glycinate, which you might also see labeled as magnesium bisglycinate. They are essentially the same thing. But here is where we need to pause, because this is where a critical and very costly mistake is often made. Many men hear that magnesium is good for them, so they walk into the nearest pharmacy or big box store, they look at the overwhelming wall of supplements, and they do what seems logical. They grab the cheapest bottle. It's usually a big white bottle that costs just a few dollars, and it's almost always a form called magnesium oxide. And then, a few weeks later, they tell me, "Dr. Wells, I tried magnesium. It didn't do anything for me." Or worse, "It just gave me digestive issues." This is a crucial mistake. Magnesium oxide is the most common form, but it is very poorly absorbed by the body. Much of it passes right through you, which is why it can often cause an unpleasant laxative effect. You are, quite literally, flushing your money down the toilet. So, why is magnesium glycinate so different and so much more effective? It comes down to its unique structure. In this form, the magnesium molecule is bound, or chelated, to 2 molecules of an amino acid called glycine. This is incredibly important. Glycine itself has a powerful calming effect on the nervous system. It acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter, which is a scientific way of saying it helps to quiet down an overactive brain and nervous system. So when you take magnesium glycinate, you're getting a powerful 1-2 punch. You get the benefits of the magnesium itself, and you get the calming properties of the glycine it's attached to. This form is also extremely bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and utilize it very efficiently. It passes through the intestinal wall with ease, without causing the digestive distress that is so common with cheaper, inorganic forms like oxide. And the science on this is exceptionally clear. A landmark study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2019 focused specifically on the absorption rates of different forms of magnesium. The researchers found that chelated forms, like magnesium glycinate, had a bioavailability that was over 200% higher than inorganic forms like magnesium oxide, 200%. This is why it's a top recommendation within the medical and nutritional science communities, especially for individuals who need effective results without any stomach upset. It's gentle, yet incredibly potent. To put this in simple terms, think of magnesium glycinate as a weighted blanket for your entire nervous system. You know that feeling of deep, calming pressure that a heavy blanket provides? This is what glycinate does from the inside out. It sends a gentle, persistent signal to your muscles, to your heart, and to your blood vessels that it is safe to let go. It's safe to relax. It's safe to release the tension you've been carrying all day and finally enter a state of deep, restorative repair. So, how do you incorporate this into your routine safely and effectively? For most men, the ideal dose of magnesium glycinate is between 200 milligrams and 400 milligrams per night. It's very important to start on the lower end, at 200 milligrams, for the first few nights to see how your body responds. You should take it about 30 to 60 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. My favorite way to take it is with a small glass of warm water, or even a calming, caffeine-free tea, like chamomile. This creates a wonderful evening ritual. The key here is consistency. You must take it every single night to allow the levels to build up in your system and work their magic. This form is especially for the man who feels physically tense at night, the man who lies in bed and feels tightness in his shoulders, his jaw, or his legs, the man who wakes up feeling sore, stiff and unrested, as if he ran a marathon in his sleep. I had a client, a 62-year-old contractor named David, who was a classic example. He worked hard physically all his life, and he just couldn't turn off at night. He described it as feeling wound up like a spring. We started him on 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate each night. After about 2 weeks, he told me something fascinating. He said, "Doc, it's not just that I'm sleeping better. It's that I wake up and my body feels quiet." That's the perfect word for it. It creates a physical quietness. He also discovered a great synergy. He started doing about 10 minutes of light stretching just before taking his magnesium, and he said that combination was the key to unlocking the best sleep he'd had in over 20 years. It's a small tweak, that synergy between stretching and the supplement, but it made a world of difference for him, and it could for you too. All right, we've covered the best form of magnesium for relaxing the body. But what if your issue isn't so much physical tension? What if the real problem is a mind that just won't shut off at night? This brings us to our second powerhouse solution, a remarkable form of magnesium I call the brain calmer. This second form is called magnesium L-threonate, and it is truly in a class of its own. Now, this is where we address an incredibly common mistake, and it's one that even health-conscious men often make. They completely ignore the mental and neurological side of poor sleep. They focus entirely on the physical. They stretch. They take hot baths. They make sure their room is dark. All of which are good things, but they ignore the primary culprit for so many men over 50, a racing mind, that endless loop of worries about finances, about family, about work, about health, the mental chatter that keeps you staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. If that's you, then simply relaxing your body won't be enough. You need to calm your mind. So, what makes magnesium L-threonate so uniquely effective for this? Its power lies in its ability to do something no other common form of magnesium can do. It can readily and efficiently cross the blood-brain barrier. You see, your brain is protected by a very selective membrane that controls what gets in and what stays out. It's like a highly secure border crossing. And while most forms of magnesium are great for the body, they have a very hard time getting a visa to enter the brain. Magnesium L-threonate, however, was specifically developed by scientists at MIT to pass this barrier with ease. Once inside the brain, it works directly to increase magnesium concentrations in brain cells. This helps to regulate neurotransmitters like GABA, which is your brain's primary calm-down signal. It effectively turns down the volume on anxious, racing thoughts and the mental static that can sabotage your sleep. And the scientific proof behind this is nothing short of extraordinary. A landmark human clinical trial, a double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease in 2016, investigated the effects of magnesium L-threonate on cognitive function in older adults. While the study focused on cognition, the results for sleep quality were profound. The group taking the magnesium L-threonate not only showed significant improvements in memory and focus, they also reported a remarkable 45%, a 45% reduction in the time it took them to fall asleep compared to the placebo group. It provided powerful clinical evidence that this specific form of magnesium has a direct and significant impact on brain function related to both sleep and mental clarity the following day. Here's a simple analogy to help you understand the difference. If magnesium glycinate, which we just discussed, is like a warm, weighted blanket for your body, then magnesium L-threonate is like putting on a pair of high-quality noise-canceling headphones for your brain. It doesn't just muffle the noise of your worries, it actively cancels it out. It quiets the constant chatter, it softens the sharp edges of anxiety, and it creates the calm, quiet mental space necessary for you to finally drift off into a deep and peaceful sleep. So, how do you use this form correctly? The standard clinically studied dosage of magnesium L-threonate is typically 2 grams per day, which provides about 144 milligrams of what we call elemental magnesium. This is usually taken in capsule form. Just like with glycinate, the best time to take it is about 30 to 60 minutes before you intend to go to sleep. This is the ideal solution for the man who wakes up in the middle of the night, maybe at 2 or 3 a.m., with his mind suddenly racing, and then finds it impossible to fall back asleep. This form helps prevent that from happening. This is perfect for the man who feels his mind is always on. I had a patient, a 58-year-old accountant named Michael. During tax season, he was a wreck. He'd come home exhausted, but the moment his head hit the pillow, his brain would light up with numbers and client worries. He'd lie there for hours, his body tired but his mind wide awake. We started him on magnesium L-threonate, and about a month later, he came back to my office, and he told me something that has stuck with me ever since. He said, "Dr. Wells, it's not that it makes me sleepy, it's that it makes me available for sleep." It quieted his mind enough to allow his body's natural sleepiness to take over. He also discovered a fantastic synergy. He started a practice of reading a physical book, not a screen, for about 15 minutes after taking his supplement. He found that the combination of the magnesium L-threonate quieting his internal chatter and the book focusing his attention on something external was the ultimate recipe for a perfect transition into sleep. It creates a powerful synergy between a calm body and, most importantly, a quiet mind. If you have ever had that experience of a racing mind at night, if you know what that feels like, just take a moment and write the word quiet in the comments section below. All right, we've discussed 2 incredible forms of magnesium to help relax the body and quiet the mind. You could stop right there and still see wonderful benefits. But for those of you who want to take your nightly recovery and vitality to the next level, I want to share a powerful optimization secret. This is a pro tip I share with my clients who are looking for the absolute best results. This final tip is about combining magnesium with two other key nutrients at night, specifically zinc and vitamin B6. Together, this combination is often referred to as ZMA. Now, the mistake that so many people make when it comes to supplements is what I call single nutrient thinking. They hear that one vitamin is good for something, so they take only that one vitamin. But your body is not a simple machine with separate parts. It is a highly complex, interconnected system. It's an orchestra. And for the music to sound right, all the instruments need to play together in harmony. Key nutrients often work as a team, enhancing and amplifying each other's effects. Focusing on just one nutrient while ignoring its critical partners is like asking a conductor to lead an orchestra that only has a single violin. You'll get some sound, but you will never hear the full symphony. So why is this specific combination of magnesium, zinc, and vitamin B6 so powerful for men's health at night? It comes down to a beautiful concept in biology called synergy, where the combined effect is far greater than the sum of its parts. We already know magnesium is the foreman of the recovery factory. Now, let's add zinc to the team. Zinc is arguably the most important mineral for male hormonal health. It is directly involved in the production of testosterone within the testes. It acts as a crucial cofactor for the enzymes that convert cholesterol into testosterone. Put simply, no zinc, no testosterone. Zinc also plays a vital role in prostate health and immune function. Then we bring in vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 acts as the master facilitator. It's the logistics manager of the team. It helps your body absorb and utilize both magnesium and zinc much more efficiently. It also plays a key role in producing neurotransmitters like serotonin and melatonin, which are essential for regulating your sleep-wake cycle. So B6 makes the magnesium work better, it makes the zinc work better, and it helps you sleep more deeply. It's the ultimate team player. And the scientific proof for this trio is extensive. While the ZMA combination was originally popularized by athletes, the science behind it is universal. A landmark study from Western Washington University, published in the Journal of Exercise Physiology, gave a ZMA supplement to a group of NCAA football players for 8 weeks. At the end of the study, the ZMA group showed a 30% increase in free and total testosterone levels, compared to a 10% decrease in the placebo group, who were also training hard. A 30% increase. Furthermore, they also reported significant improvements in sleep quality and muscle strength. This study, and others like it, provide powerful evidence that this synergistic combination provides measurable benefits for hormonal health and physical recovery. Let's use our factory analogy again to make this really simple. If magnesium is the foreman, the one in charge of the whole overnight repair process, then zinc is the specialized high-tech machinery on the factory floor. It's the specific equipment needed to manufacture your most important product, testosterone. And vitamin B6? Vitamin B6 is the master mechanic and the power grid operator. It ensures the foreman can communicate with the machines, and it keeps the lights on and the assembly line running smoothly and efficiently all night long. When you have all three working together, the factory runs at peak performance. So, how do you put this into practice? It's actually very simple. You can look for a pre-formulated ZMA supplement, which will have all three ingredients in one convenient capsule. Or you can buy them separately and take them together at night along with your preferred form of magnesium. A typical effective dose is around 30 milligrams of zinc. Look for a well-absorbed form like zinc picolinate or glycinate, and about 10 to 12 milligrams of vitamin B6. And just like with the magnesium, you take this combination 30 to 60 minutes before bed. In my practice, the men who report the most dramatic turnarounds, the ones who come back to me after a month or two with a completely different energy about them, are almost always the ones who use this synergistic trio. I had a client, a 65-year-old man named George, who'd been using magnesium glycinate with good results. He was sleeping better. but his energy levels during the day were still just okay. He wanted to feel great again. We added zinc and B6 to his nightly routine, and about a month later, he told me it was like flipping a switch. His morning energy was back. His motivation in the gym returned. He said he felt more solid, more like himself again. That's the power of synergy. It's that final piece of the puzzle that brings everything together, creating a foundation for true, lasting vitality. So, to quickly bring everything together, we've uncovered how your fatigue and loss of vitality are often not just a symptom of getting older. They are a sign of a critical nightly recovery failure, frequently driven by a magnesium deficiency. And we've learned that the solution is to use the right kind of magnesium consistently at night. Magnesium glycinate for physical relaxation, and magnesium L-threonate for a quiet mind. But as I always say, knowledge without action is just entertainment. I want this to be a transformation for you. So here is your simple 3-step action plan for this week. First, identify your main challenge. Is it primarily physical tension and restless legs? Or is it a racing mind that keeps you awake? Be honest with yourself. Second, based on your answer, get the right form of magnesium, glycinate for the body, or L-threonate for the brain. And third, commit to it. Commit to taking it for 14 straight nights without fail. Consistency is the key that unlocks the door to real results. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but Dr. Wells, what about my other medications? And that is an excellent and responsible question. Magnesium is a natural mineral that your body needs, and it's safe with most common medications. But if you are on any controlled medications, especially blood thinners, it is always wise to have a quick chat with your doctor or pharmacist. It is a simple 5-minute phone call that will give you complete peace of mind. Please, do not let that small step stop you from taking this big step for your health. Remember, your vitality does not have an expiration date. It has a foundation, and I promise you that foundation is still alive inside you, waiting to be rebuilt. It all starts with the small, simple choices you make, starting tonight. You do not have to accept this decline as your final reality. So if you are ready to start this journey, if you're ready to reclaim your strength and your energy, I want you to commit yourself right now. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our future guides on men's health. And more importantly, go to the comments section below and write 2 simple words. Day 1. This isn't for me. This is for you. This is your public declaration, your commitment to yourself and to this community of men who are all on the same journey. Thank you for investing your valuable time with me today. In my next video, we're going to explore the one type of exercise that is scientifically proven to build muscle for men over 60 without hurting your joints. You won't want to miss it. Until then, my goal is, and always will be, to give you the tools you need to build a body that's strong for life. This is Dr. Audrey Wells, signing off.